Hey darling.
Hey honey.
What are we doing today?
We're moving house.
Where are we going?
To Rovinj.
From where?
From Pulla.
Okay.
This is our longest cruise day ever.
Alright, do you know how long it was from the beginning?
We should take about 7 hours.
It was probably about 6. It was about 35 kilometers. We're going quite slow because we've got a 14 knot headwind at the moment, 13, 14 knots. I've got 2.2 kilowatts on the motors, and we're only doing 3.1, 3.2 knots at the moment, so the headwind is really slowing us down. But other than that, it's a lovely day.
I'm sitting on social media because Starlink is working.
And the autopilot is driving the boat. So, according to my map, we've got another 26 kilometers to go. We're doing 6 kilometers an hour, so it seems like it should be about 4.5 hours, but you never know. The wind might strengthen, it might drop. And when the sun gets higher, I'll increase the power. At the moment, we're not draining any batteries. We're doing 2.2 kilowatts purely on solar. We've got a very cool boat heading our way. Let's see if I can zoom in and show you what it looks like. Good. Old-fashioned cargo or pirate ship or tall ship. Very neat. Very hard to film. It's been a bit bumpy. There we get a better view of it as it goes past. It's a clear day with the water. Great. How are the dogs enjoying it?
I think they're quite short when they're here. Otherwise they get a bit nervous.
Hello.
Wow, look! This is the furthest we've been.
So this is looks like a cruise boat. It's called Sea Cloud. Looks like they take passengers on a very nice trip. So yes, it do seem to be a little bit further offshore than usual, but that's because there's the national park over here, Brioni National Park. We're going around. Zoom in a bit. Yeah. So we've been sailing along with a sailboat for quite some time, and it's interesting to see they're under sail and we're under electric motor. Now I could be going faster, but at the moment I'm going just the same speed of 2.2 kilowatts because we're putting about 2.5 kilowatts of solar in, and I'm obviously still powering the inverter and Starlink and that. But it looks like we're overtaking this boat slowly as they sort of tack up and down. Got a boat that's under, I think it's called a spinnaker. I'm not sure what all of those coloured sails are called going past us now. Looks quite nice. We've actually got 2 sail bags with coloured sails in it. I haven't checked them out yet. My priorities are to first sort out the foresail and the mainsail, and then I'll eventually get into what the other sails can do. But it's a lovely day. Blue water, breeze coming directly from the front at 12 knots. And wife sitting happily on the back of the boat. Hello, wife.
Hi, honey.
and we've got a speedboat about to overtake us. These things create horrible wakes. I don't like them at all, so I might turn it off autopilot and steer into the wake. So yeah, we can see that clearly when you're going into wind, sun power is better than sail power. Ooh, and here's a big boat coming past us. We are clearly ahead of that sailboat we've been going along with. Oh, they're going fast, big boat. There's a nice big wake coming. This is going to give us a bit of a shake. Darling, big wake behind you. Okay, we'll take it from sort of sideways across. Let's see what it does. These things shake us like crazy. Not a big fan of those boats. They're always creating wakes for us. Particularly annoying when you're at anchor and speedboats are going past and you start shaking around. But let's see what happens. Always find it's best to take them from straight head on or tail on, but from the feeling of this, tail on is definitely better than head on. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. Knocked the pillar over. And there he goes. And of course the little sailboat is way behind now. They won't catch up. I think we'll probably lose them for the rest of the day. It is 12:30. We are, I've upped the power now. We're doing about 2.4 kilowatts and we're not draining any battery. We're just sort of maintaining our power at the moment. Batteries are full, or at least at 80%, which is where I typically maintain them. And we are doing 3.4 knots, 3.2 knots, probably about 3.3 on average, into a 12 knot headwind. But it's a nice day and we're moving along quite happily. So we're more or less at the halfway point now. It is 10 to 2 o'clock. I've still got 2.4 kilowatts on the motors and we're not draining or charging our batteries. The batteries are sitting happily at 80%. Still got a horrible headwind, 13-14 knots coming straight into us. And we're still doing 3.4 knots almost all the time. See how it looks around. How the dog's doing, sleeping. So we're in quite lumpy seas at the moment. The wind and the swell join together and it's quite breezy, quite bumpy. So what I've done is I've altered course to go and hug the coastline a bit. 2:45 over there, so that means we're going to arrive a little bit later. We're doing 1 kilowatt on each motor at the moment, still about 3.2 knots. My wife is having a bit of a lie down and a read of a book. Otherwise, not a bad day. Hopefully it smooths down when we get closer to land and we get a bit of shelter from the wind. Passing by a little, I think, small island. It looks completely uninhabited. Well, it's tiny, so there's no way it's inhabited. There does appear to be something on the other side of it. I can't see sticking up like a, who knows, maybe a lighthouse or some sort of position marker. So there's a fishing boat anchored off it. Okay, so the marker was a sailboat on the other side. In the distance. Passing by the last island before we get to our stop for the night. It looks beautiful. It's clear and blue. The water is actually quite clear. Lovely and clear. Google Maps, it says it's a snorkeling and swimming paradise. You can see why. And as you can see, we made it. We've got Rovinj behind us, and we're going to go and take a little bit of a walk through it. It's a beautiful town. We're in anchorage just in front of me, so in that general direction. It's probably the closest free anchorage you can get to Rovinj. And this is Rovinj. It's a very pretty place. You should try and find a picture of it from above. It's a little piece that sticks out. Very, very pretty. So the forest path you got to walk through to get to town. It's pretty cool. And this is our anchorage for the night. It's lovely and calm. I think we're going to sleep very well. Just one other boat sharing it with us, and it's a slightly larger catamaran. And then tomorrow we're going to head in that direction again. And if you're interested in some of the stats, we did about 18 nautical miles, 33 kilometers. At the start my battery was on 80%, at the end my battery was on 80%. And I harvested 18.3 kilowatt hours of power during the day. And it meant when we arrived we still had enough sunlight left to heat water, we had hot showers, and all is going well.